Good morning, fam. Coach Nate here. Ever wake up with stiff joints, tight muscles, or a lower back that just doesn't feel right? That's because after a full night of stillness, your body needs movement to unlock its potential. What if I told you that in just 20 minutes, you could reset your body, feel lighter, and move better than you have in weeks? Today, we're unlocking your spine, hips, and shoulders. Three key areas that hold the most tension and limit flexibility. We'll start with gentle spinal mobility to wake up your body. Then we'll work deep into the hips to improve movement and reduce stiffness. Finally, we'll flow through powerful full body movements to leave you strong, flexible, and ready to take on the day. No equipment is needed for this one, just your mat, your breath, and a commitment to feeling amazing. You're already ahead of most people just by showing up. The hardest part is showing up, and you've already done that. Let's hit the mat. What's the single most effective way to loosen up a stiff spine? You're about to find out. Start in tabletop position, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, arch your back, drop your belly, and lift your chest, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, and push through your palms, cat pose. Flow through this movement at your own pace, feeling your spine wake up. Cat-cow hydrates the spine, improves posture, and increases flexibility. If you feel stiff in your low back, this is your reset button. But be careful. If you rush through this, you might not get the full benefits. Stay with it. Your spine is already moving better than it was a minute ago. Now that we've activated the spine, let's open up the entire body with a dynamic flow. What happens when you combine two of the best spinal stretches into one movement? Start in child's pose, knees wide, arms extended, forehead resting on the mat. Inhale, shift forward, lower your hips and lift your chest into cobra pose, elbows soft. Exhale, push back into child's pose and repeat this movement. Move slowly and controlled, feeling the chest open and the spine lengthen. This dynamic stretch builds spinal flexibility, opens the chest, and stretches the hip flexors. If you wake up stiff, this will wake up your entire body. But if you're not breathing deeply, you might not feel the full stretch. So stay mindful. Every rep makes your back and shoulders feel lighter. Stick with it. Now, let's release even more tension from the shoulders and upper back. Ever feel like your upper back is carrying all the stress? This stretch will show you how to fix it. Start in a tabletop position, walk your hands forward. Keep your hips stacked over your knees as you lower your chest toward the mat. Rest your forehead down and let gravity pull your chest open. Hold and breathe, feeling the stretch through your shoulders and spine. Poppy pose releases deep tension in the shoulders, opens the chest, and improves upper back flexibility. If you spend hours at a desk, this is a must. But don't force it. If your chest feels stuck, ease into the stretch. Your body will open up. The longer you hold, the more your shoulders will release. Keep breathing through it. Now, let's activate the hips and glutes. This is where movement really starts to open up. Want to increase hip mobility and improve lower body strength? This move is key. Start in tabletop position, keeping your core engaged. Lift your right knee out to the side, keeping it bent at 90 degrees. Lower it back down with control and repeat for 45 seconds. Fire hydrants mobilize the hips, activate the glutes, and prevent stiffness. If your hips feel locked up, this will get them moving. But if you don't engage your core, your lower back might take over. So stay mindful. Your hip mobility is improving already. Let's even it out by switching sides. Now let's activate the other hip and balance out the movement. You've unlocked one side. Now let's see if your left side feels just as tight. Same setup as before. Tabletop position, core engaged. Lift your left knee out to the side, keeping it bent at 90 degrees. Lower it back down with control and repeat for 45 seconds. Balancing both sides is key to avoiding imbalances and reducing injury risk. But don't rush it. Control is more important than speed here. You're already improving hip mobility. Stay consistent and you'll feel the difference. Now that your hips are awake, let's lengthen the side body and improve flexibility. Let's keep unlocking your flexibility, mobility, and strength. Did you know that tight sides can limit both your flexibility and breathing? Yep, let's fix that now. Start in a kneeling position and step your left foot out to the side. Put your left arm on your thigh and extend overhead, reaching toward the right side of your body. Keep your core engaged as you lean. Feel the stretch from your hip up through your ribs and shoulder. Gently swing your arm for 1 minute, breathing deeply. This stretch improves posture, releases tight obliques, and increases range of motion in the spine and hips. But be careful. If you collapse into the stretch, you might not get the full benefit. Keep your spine long. Each deep breath creates more space in your ribs. Your flexibility is improving already. Now, let's balance things out and hit the left side. Does your left side feel tighter than your right? Yep, let's find that out. Switch sides. Kneel on your left knee with your right foot out. Extend your right arm overhead, reaching toward your left side. Engage your core and lean slightly to the left, keeping your spine tall. Gently swing your arm for 1 minute, breathing deeply. Balancing both sides prevents asymmetries that can lead to stiffness, pain, and limited mobility. If one side feels harder to stretch, that could mean an imbalance, so don't skip this. Your spine and side body are loosening up. You're moving better already. Now that we've stretched the spine and sides, let's focus on the hips with movement. How can a simple circular motion unlock your hips? You're about to feel the difference. Stay in a kneeling position, hands resting on your thighs. Slowly circle your hips forward, to the side, back, and around. Keep the movement controlled and smooth. Imagine tracing large circles with your hips. Switch directions after 30 seconds and continue. This movement warms up the hip joints, reduces stiffness, and prepares your lower body for deeper stretches. But if you rush the movement, you might miss the full range. Slow it down for the best effect. The more fluid the movement, the more your hips unlock. Keep it going. Now, let's deepen the hip opening even further. What's the best way to unlock tight hips and improve flexibility? This might be it. Stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Drop into a deep squat, keeping your heels grounded. Press your elbows against your inner thighs to open your hips further. Keep your chest lifted and hold for 1 minute. This deep hip opener improves mobility, reduces tightness, and enhances squat depth. If your heels lift off the ground, you might need to adjust your stance. Find your balance. With every second, your hips are opening up more. Stay in it. Now, let's add some movement and strength to this deep stretch. Want to improve flexibility and lower body control at the same time? This next move delivers both. Stand with feet wide apart, toes pointing slightly out. Shift your weight to the right, bending your right knee and keeping your left leg straight. Keep your chest lifted and push through your right foot to return to center. Repeat on the left side and continue alternating for 1 minute. Classic lunges strengthens the legs while increasing flexibility in the hips, hamstrings, and adductors. If your knees cave in, you could lose balance. Stay controlled and move intentionally. Your lower body is getting stronger and more flexible with every rep. Keep going. Now that our hips are open, let's work into a deep stretch for the hip flexors and spine. Could this move fix both tight hips and a stiff spine? Let's see. Step your right foot forward into a low lunge position, left knee resting on the mat. Place your left hand on the floor for support. Reach your right arm up toward the sky, opening your chest. Hold for 1 minute, taking slow, deep breaths. This stretch targets the hip flexors while improving spinal mobility and rotation. If you twist too far without stabilizing your hips, you might lose balance. Stay grounded. With each breath, your chest is opening up more and your hips are getting looser. Now, let's switch sides and balance it out. Does one side feel tighter than the other? This is your chance to notice the difference. Step left foot forward into a low lunge position, right knee resting on the mat. Place your right hand on the floor for support. Reach your left arm up, opening up your chest. Hold for 1 minute, breathing deeply. Just like the right side, this movement increases flexibility and spinal rotation while improving balance between both sides. If this side feels harder to hold, it could mean an imbalance. Take your time. Your spine and hips are unlocking. This is how mobility improves. Now let's flow between two key stretches to wake up the entire body. How does moving between these two poses actually unlock your entire body? You'll feel it soon. Start in a downward dog, hips lifted, heels pressing toward the floor. Shift forward into a cobra stretch, lower your hips, straighten your arms and lift your chest. Move slowly between these two positions for 1 minute, syncing with your breath. This dynamic stretch targets the spine, shoulders, hamstrings, and hip flexors, all at once. If you rush through this, you might miss the deep release. Stay controlled. Every transition makes your spine more mobile and your muscles more relaxed. Now that we've opened up the body, let's focus on the hips with a deep grounding stretch. Want to release deep hip tension with minimal effort? This is the move. Lie flat on your back with the soles of your feet together. Let your knees drop open naturally to the sides. Rest your arms by your sides and relax into the stretch for 1 minute. This passive stretch opens the inner thighs and hips while reducing lower back tension. If your knees feel too high off the ground, don't force them. Gravity will do the work. The longer you stay here, the deeper your hips release. Breathe into it. Now, let's shift into a deep forward fold to stretch the spine and hamstrings. Can you actually feel taller after the stretch? Let's find that out. Stand with feet hip-width apart, hinge at your hips and let your upper body fold forward. Keep your knees soft if needed and relax your neck. Hold for 1 minute, breathing deeply. This stretch releases tension in the hamstrings, the lower back and shoulders while improving circulation. If you feel strain in your lower back, bend your knees slightly. This should feel good. Each exhale brings you deeper into the stretch. Your flexibility is improving in real time. Now that we've lengthened the body, let's finish strong with shoulder and chest mobility. What happens when you stretch your hamstrings and your spine at the same time? You're about to feel it. Stand with your feet wider than hip-width apart, toes slightly turned out. Hinge at your hips, reach for your right foot with your left hand. Return to center, then switch sides. Left hand to right foot. Keep a steady rhythm for 1 minute, alternating sides. This dynamically stretches the hamstrings, spine, and shoulders while improving overall flexibility. If you move too quickly, you might miss the deep release in your back. Stay in control. With each rep, you're unlocking more flexibility and ease in your movement. Now that the legs and back are loose, let's open up the chest to improve posture. Could tight shoulders be affecting your posture more than you think? Let's find out. Stand tall, interlace your fingers behind your back, and straighten your arms. Lift your chest and gently pull your hands away from your body. If needed, slightly bend your elbows to keep the stretch comfortable. Hold for 1 minute, breathing deeply. This movement reverses slouching, relieves tight shoulders, and expands the chest. If your hands don't reach behind your back easily, don't worry, just grab a towel for support. Your shoulders are loosening, and your posture is naturally improving. Stay with it. Now, let's focus on deep glute flexibility with the standing balance stretch. This stretch tests both flexibility and balance. How steady can you stay? Stand tall and cross your right ankle over your left knee to form a figure 4 shape. Lower into a slide squat, keeping your back straight. Press your right knee outward to deepen the stretch. Hold for 1 minute, focusing on your breath. This movement opens up the hips, relieves tension in the glutes, and enhances lower body mobility. If you lose balance, that's okay. Just reset and try again. The more you relax into it, the deeper the stretch becomes. Your hips are unlocking. Let's switch sides and balance things out. Does one side feel tighter than the other? This is your chance to fix any imbalances. Cross your left ankle over your right knee, forming the same figure 4 shape. Lower slightly into a squat while keeping your back upright. Push your left knee outward to intensify the stretch. Hold for 1 minute, staying steady. Balancing both sides improves symmetry, flexibility, and prevents injuries. If this side feels harder, that's a sign of muscle imbalances. Keep working at it. You're building control, balance, and deep flexibility all at once. Stay focused. Now for the final stretch, let's relax and reset with a gentle back opener. Now that we've worked through the whole body, how good does the final stretch feel? Lie on your stomach and legs extended behind you. Place your elbows under your shoulders and press your forearms into the ground. Lift your chest, keeping a slight arch in your back. Hold for 1 minute, breathing deeply. This pose gently stretches the spine, opens the chest, and improves posture. Perfect to finish strong. If your lower back feels tight, ease off the stretch slightly. This should feel good. This is your moment to absorb all the benefits of the entire session. Breathe into it. And just like that, your body's fully awake, stretched, and ready to take on the day. Stay strong, flexible, and powerful. I'll see you in the next session, and let's go.